Bill Belichick's 17th season as head coach of the New England Patriots was highlighted by several historical milestones. Belichick passed Don Shula for the most 11-win seasons all time, became just the 5th head coach in the NFL history to reach 200 regular season wins. Now Belichick has the Patriots in their 6th straight AFC championship game. Our Chris Berman sat down with Mr. Insta Chat Snap Face last week.
The Patriots win it. They are the AFC Eastern Division champ. The Patriots win it, clinching the AFC East.
That field is AFC East champion.
Patriots also clinch the AFC East.
There you go, AFC East champs again.
AFC East champions for the 11th time.
It's always good to be able to walk up here after we've won an AFC East championship.
The Patriots sit atop the AFC East.
Another AFC East championship. Getting a little boring, isn't it, Bill?
You know, every year's it's got its own challenges. This year we certainly had our share of them, but you know, this team's tough. They're resilient. They'll make excuses, just try to get better. And I have a lot of respect for this team. It's really a lot of people doing their job well, players, coaches, execution, fundamentals, and adjustments. But it's just all that coming together.
Adam Vinatieri, 48-yard field goal attempt. Kick is on the way, and it is good! It's good! And the game is over! And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions!
The first championship here in 2001. You celebrated the 15-year anniversary of that team. You're still coaching. Tom's still the quarterback.
Adam's still kicking.
Well, Adam is still kicking, just not here. The relationship of you and Tom, I mean, obviously it was his first year he was starting. We know the history of it. But 15 years, what's the same, what's different between you and he?
So a lot of it's the same. Sometimes we found a way to make it a little bit better, and then we try to maybe improve their routine on that. But it's been pretty consistent. You know, Tom's a very experienced, obviously, and smart player, and I try to challenge him with things that are, you know, at his level, which is obviously a very high level. That's really the way it's been, and that's the way it is. I don't really see fundamentally much of a difference.
Now moving up, he's going to be hit from behind and drop.
Brady at the goal line, we hit by Miller, and sacked!
Brady steps up, down he goes. It's brought down once again by Von Miller.
Can't block anybody today.
Bill, the coaches coach, the players play. But Dante Scarnecchia coming back to coach the offensive line. The offensive line has been a huge plus. Not a coincidence, is it?
Well, Dante's a great coach. He's right at the top of my list there with the people that I've ever worked with. He does a tremendous job with the offensive line. Improvement from each individual person, their techniques, their fundamentals, but also the overall coordination of the 5 guys working together as one to be able to, you know, handle the different looks, assignments, stunts that come up on every play.
We're going to keep the same mode. They ain't covering us, right? And they're not getting any pressure. We're not backing off here. Now we're going to finish this thing out. Let's go.
Must have been a good free meal that you laid out for him to get him back in the building.
Well, Dante loves football. He enjoys football, and it's great every day to walk in, and he's here early like he always is. I just have so much respect for him. It's just been awesome to have him on staff again this year.
Throws across the middle, diving pass under duress, touchdown finish!
Oh, he's back.
Tom steps up, he throws it to an open Amendola, touchdown Patriots!
I just don't think Tom Brady can play any better than he has been playing.
Well, this number 12's okay. I think he might make it. When he came back after the 4 games, was there something a little bit different other than I want to play the best I can for every game from Tom Brady?
Tom's a highly motivated person. He works extremely hard, and he puts every ounce of his fiber and energy into that preparation and his performance, and just trying to find a way to win. I don't think I could say that anything was different then, because that in a way would be saying, well, it was less than 100% before, and I really don't feel that. I think that Tom, he gives you 100% every week, maybe a little more, maybe 110. He gives you everything he's got, you know, every week, every day.
Brady takes the snap, throws it down the middle, catch by Mitchell, touchdown Patriots!
What a dart!
Tom Brady, deep pass, man running open! Chris Hogan off to the races! Touchdown New England!
The guy you got to know very well in Cleveland and are staying very close with, maybe the greatest offensive player of all time, Jim Brown. He was great. Tom's a great player. You know them differently, but you know them both well. What are the similarities to be at that level of football player?
Both are very astute and aware of not just a job or a read, but all the things around them. You know, there's a bigger picture of the world, bigger view of the world, full team and full field comprehensive views. And I'd say just consistent focus. I mean, one thing about Jim, he's never out of focus. Neither's Tom. Those guys are, they're on it. They can have fun, they can tell a joke, they can laugh, but when it's time to work, they're locked in. How's it going here? Good.
Every time we get the ball, they get the ball. Every time they get the ball, we get the ball.
When we're on offense, we try to move the ball. I mean, what else would we do on offense?
Sometimes we run it, sometimes we pass it. So I can't answer that question.
Not really too much more to say than that.
Press conferences, they're more required now than there were even 15 years ago. I guess they're a necessary evil. Do you get a kick out of some of them, like in your own way?
I actually enjoy the press conferences.
You do?
Because it's the connection to the fans, and that's really who I'm talking to is the fans.
Okay.
And I'm trying to give the fans information that I feel comfortable giving them. It's really not about me and the reporter.
Jim, you asked a question, I answered it.
Do you have a favorite holiday song?
Actually, I enjoy all of them. I really do. I just try to answer the questions that you asked, that's all. So, it's nothing personal. I like most of you.
But at the same time, it's not in the best interest of the team. And hopefully our fans understand that, for me to say detailed information about every single thing that I'm asked. So I have to try to balance that. But I enjoy talking to the fans, and I do that through the media.
All right, so kind of a glimpse into Bill Belichick, I guess. Teddy Bruschi?
Yeah, you couldn't tell. It's a lot of times you can't tell that he enjoys it.
I have not noticed him enjoying them as much, but he says he does enjoy them.
Yeah.
What is his philosophy about that?
First, I think his first philosophy in terms of being in front of the media is protect your team. That's why I think any injury information he'll never give out. Yeah. He'll never overstress the importance of one player. Will he speak positively about certain players that have been playing well or something like that? Yes, but to continually gush over a player or gush over a Tom Brady, I think it would send the wrong message to his team. The team would then understand, well, we can't do it without this guy. So what happens when that guy's not there? Almost to where, like, conversely for the Oakland Raiders, when Derek Carr's lost and then they sort of just, it's an emotional, that just the balloon bursts, because it's like, this was our guy and we can't win without him. That's what he doesn't want to create there in New England. If you don't have even Tom Brady, there's someone else that's going to be relied upon. So to protect his team, to protect the information, and I think he enjoys teaching in those press conferences because he not only listens to the questions, in my opinion, he'll listen to the motivation behind the question. And so you're asking me this question about a certain player because you're trying to get me to say this, almost thinking a couple steps ahead after he gets that question. So I'm not going down that route, and then you just get, he's just trying to do his job and get better as a player. That type of cliche. However, you ask him various historical questions about football or anything, and then if you catch him at the right time, he'll go off on a dissertation about the history of Detroit personnel. Like he did that with even in team meetings, he does that if he wants the opportunity. Like the history of 12 personnel, which is 1 back and 2 tight ends, which is called Detroit. Now, he would go over an entire lesson with us in terms of when the Detroit Lions back in the day were the first to implement the 2 tight ends and various things like that. And we would just sit there and listen to it and learn about the history of a certain personnel in a team meeting. And then, okay, break up into your groups. And then that's what it would be. And it would be great. It'd be great to learn that thing, to learn those type of lessons, historical lessons. I heard he talked about Pearl Harbor, I think, this year in front of the team. So very aware himself also about teaching his players.
He is so smart, and I've heard he's very funny as well. When he finishes,
I wouldn't say very. Okay, I wouldn't say
slightly
very
funny.
Yeah, he makes attempts at humor. Absolutely.
Okay, so his humor is overrated, is what you're telling me.
Yes, I think so. I mean, it's only because you never expect it. So when someone you never expect to be funny, all of a sudden, boom, they break out a one-line zinger or something like that, and boom, you get an explosion of laughter. You know what I mean? So
because the expectation is so low.
It's so low.
When he
yes,
comes, okay.
I would definitely not say he's a very funny person, but he does have many attempts at humor. Yes, many attempts.
He takes some stabs at humor. But I was going to get to when he gets into that sort of deadpan mode with the press, where he's just, he's repeating the same thing. That's all I'm going to say on the subject. That's all I'm going to say. Does he go back at it and just sort of smile to himself and like, boy, I just played that whole group of people?
He may chuckle, yes, but I'm telling you, It depends on what he said to his team prior to that press conference, all right?
Okay.
So say it's a Wednesday or whatever day it may be, and if he's meeting with the team before he meets with the media, which is usually because the team meeting's usually early in the day, and then you meet with the media later in the day. That's the way it was. So if the tone that he sent to the team on that Wednesday, whatever meeting it was that of being serious, that about not answering these questions, that about this is the message we want to portray to the media, he goes out and does that in front of the media, and then you watch it, and then it's like, that's what he told us to do. He's doing it, so that's what I should do. So it's almost like if he were to tell you a certain message and go out there and joke around with the media, it's like, oh, coach isn't serious. He told us to be serious and not talk about that. He's talking about that right now.
Right.
It'd be conflicting messages. I think he's very aware of that also.
Got it. Just a note that came across, Roger Goodell, who of course suspended Tom Brady for the first 4 games of the season, has not been to Foxborough all season, and for the second straight week now, we've just learned he is going to be in Atlanta for the NFC Championship game. What do you make of that?
The New England Patriots fans are super passionate and super loyal. I mean, it's easy to say all the time that a city has the best fans in the National Football League, but I will say the loyalty of those in Boston and in New England are at a point where it's just more than Tampa Bay. It's just more than a lot of other cities, and they were very loyal to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots when Mr. Kraft and Coach Belichick and Tom Brady went up there in front of all to see and, in their opinion, told the truth about what happened for Deflategate and then everything that still happened. There is a lot of animosity for Roger Goodell in New England. That's the truth. So I would recommend him not going either.
It's probably a good career move for the commissioner to stay outside of the New England region for a little bit of time.